Okay. So any question from the previous classes?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Hmm?
I said that's good.
Did Olamide tell you that he will not be coming to class today?
No, no, he didn't. Although the last time we spoke, he did mention that his laptop had issues, but he said he'll be, joining
But
and just learning.
you can
But
still
he
join with
doesn't.
your phone now. I mean, I'm using my own phone.
Yeah, I can join with the phone, and we can practice later.
Yes.
I'll try to be as explicit as I can. So I think we stopped
Okay.
here the last time at removing extra rows, if I'm not mistaken. No, was that where we stopped? I don't think so. That wasn't where we stopped. We stopped here, substituting. So the plan is at the end of today's class, I'll send out this sheet to
Okay.
the group. Okay. All right. So we come here now. This was something you were asking me for the other day about how to get age from date of birth, and something like that. So
Okay.
remember we did some, was it here? We did it today. Let me see. I think we did today. I did something on today with you where I called out date and time. Yes, I did
No.
it. I did something on today. This one now.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
I did something on that. Like it's just today and then you close and open brackets. Okay. Because it's simple, but it's just building up and I want us to understand it. Okay, so this is it. That's that today's function again. However, we call out integer because we want it to show as a number. You
Number.
get it? It wants to show as
Okay.
a number. So basically what we are saying is that today's date, whatever today's date is, should minus the date of birth. Now, if we just we want it to be integer because we do not want a whole number, we want a year. You know, when they ask you your age, you cannot say I am 32.5 years old, or I am 32.3 years old, or I am 32.1 year old, and 1 years old rather. You either say you are 31 or you are 32 or you are 5 years old, or it's just a whole number, rather it's a round up number. Even if your birthday is going to be say September 2nd, and on September 2nd you're going to be 10 years old. If they ask you how old you are today, you will still be 9 years old until that day comes by. So what
Okay.
this function does is that it's saying, Excel, I want you to check the date on my system, today's date, and then I want you to subtract this particular date from it. Now, when you subtract it, remember that we have 365, approximately 365 days in a year. You are not telling it,
Okay.
I need you to divide your answer by 365. I'm going to do two different things, and then you are just going to observe the difference between them. Now, if I do equals to today, or in fact, let me even do three particular things. First of all, today, which should be today's date now minus this. Okay, enter. See what it gave us. All I did was today
Okay.
minus this date. It gave us a particular date. I want to do something
Okay.
else again. I'm going to do the equals to int. Now I said this rounds a number down to the nearest integer, like I told you. Then inside this, I am going to now call on today. PHED, please bring the light. Which is the today like this minus this particular one, and I need to close the bracket, I think, and enter. Now see what it gave to us. See the difference between these two now. I'm still going to do a third one so that you see the difference between the three of them. So for this one,
Okay.
it was just today minus this date. It gave us this one. Now for this one, I
Okay.
included integer because I wanted it as a number. I did not want it as a date. Now for the third one, I'm
Okay.
going to do, I will make it an integer and then divide it by
365.
365. So
Okay.
that would be equals to integer today minus this. Now, if I do not put a bracket after putting this, if I go ahead and just put divide by 365, it's going to give me a wrong answer. And the reason is this. In maths, there's something called BODMAS, or rather PEMDAS. And the rules is that if you have subtraction and you have division, do division first before you do subtraction.
Okay.
You get it? Or rather, maybe I should just do it so that you see. Okay, whatever. See what it gave to us. I'm going to do a fourth one because I want it to be very, very clear and understand why so many processes are involved. Now, you know the reason why integer is important. It changes it to a number and rounds it down. Um, you also know the reason why the 365 is there. It's basically supposed to give us age. However, I spoke about adding a bracket before putting the divided by 365. What this has done for us is that it has followed the exact BODMAS rule. It actually divided what was here as an integer before it was subtracted. However, we want it to, thank God they brought light. We're back in business. This is why I like my place in Port Harcourt.
Have
In
you gone
Delta
back?
State, I came in today. I came in today around almost 4.
Yeah. You're welcome. You would have rested today now. Okay, because we did not have class last week.
Yeah, and I really felt terrible. There was no light outside of buying buying fuel in the gen. Petrol is so expensive now. Okay, so now that I
Yeah.
have this, I am just going to do divided by 365. Do I have any bracket I want to close? Okay, maybe I want all this to be in a bracket. So that means I have to add another bracket here. Okay, I think I'm good now. So enter. You see the difference now? It has given me 66. That means the person is 66 years old. So if I have your date of birth, if you give me your date of birth right now, your real date of birth, using this function in Excel, I will give you your exact age. So that's why when you fill details in forms, even in banking and every other place you fill your forms, they don't ask you practically for your age. They don't really need it much. In some other forms, they will give you a variation. They'll say if you are between 30 to 35, pick here. But however, if you're filling a form, most times all they ask you is for your date of birth. Because with your date of birth, things like these functions are already in place to extract your age. Let me see if Ola is anywhere there. Okay, it's not. So we can continue. So that is how I got all this. Basically I just did this oops, sorry. Just did this dragging, and of course it will go there and pick them for us. So that's how to get age. So for that one you were trying to do that time, that's how you get age. Now here I went further and I did something else here that I want to also share. For this one, I use the formula I just used now. The int today minus this, blah, 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 to give us the exact age. Then for this one, um, it is the real age. Like, say you are going to be 20 next month. You are not exactly 19. You are actually 19 years and 11 months. But 11 months is going to be shown as a fraction. So that's where this one comes in. If someone wants to see a fraction of the real age, because what we have right
Okay.
now is approximate age. My birthday was in July, so which means even if I'm calling my age now, it's an approximate age because I'm counting in years. However, if I want to see the entirety of my age in fraction, this is the formula you apply. Now, the only difference, or rather, there's more than one difference actually. You see that I called for year frac. Okay, let's just I wanted to need I do it? Okay, I can just explain what they do here. This is a function called year frac, which means fraction anyways. Then you pick the what's it called now, you pick the date of birth where it is in the system, comma, and then today and one. All right, so let's do that. Let's see. I thought I did one. Okay, equals to year. Now see what the year frac does. It returns the year fraction representing the number of whole days, which means in days, it counts it in days. So when I pick this, it says start date and end date. Unlike the date, the when you are looking for age, you actually take today, which means end date minus start date. But for this one, you pick start date. And one thing I love about Excel IntelliSense and its functions is that even if you really do not have a lot of idea of how to go about it, all you need to do when you pick the first one, just look at the bottom here. It tells you exactly what you need to do next. Excuse me.
Okay.
Start date is your when you were born. That's your start date basically. Now when you pick that and you put a comma, notice that um the bold format has moved to the next line, which is now asking you for end date. And the end date, we are going to use the today's format. Remember, today you just click on your today and you close the bracket. Then it's asking you for date. One means actual. Two means actual divided by 360. Three means actual
Okay.
divided by 365. It's just basically showing you so means the European way of calculating is different from the British way. However, I like using one because one is actual. So I don't want to be doing divided by 80. I close this and I click enter. So which means that this person is November and we are in August, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we
it
are
has
in August.
approximated for us now. If I expand it, you see numbers. And I think in the first class, I tell you people how to take out reduce the decimals or how to increase decimals.
No.
Okay, so let me just quickly run that. Now that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think about 7 decimal numbers, especially when you are dealing with money. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in every world currency, the most decimal you should have for money should be two decimal places. So we have these two here, these two signs here. One is going to increase, the other is going to decrease. The one in front is going to be increasing it. If I want it to increase this, and I've told you this before, I don't know if you remember that whenever you see ash, it simply means that
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
small. Okay. So if I want to reduce this now, note it's just going to be reducing, and as it's reducing, to be approximating for us. In other words, going to be rounding off.
Okay.
So something like that. And if I do not want any, I just
Okay.
simply take. So if I take everything out, you see, it gives us back as
Okay.
an integer.
Okay. Okay.
If I want it
This was
back, I
exactly
just
what I was asking you that day.
okay. So since we couldn't share screen, I really did not understand it. So this is it.
Okay.
As I
But with
usually
custom formatting, you can do this, right?
yes, but sometimes the custom formatting, yeah, you can do this. You can set it maybe like exact or something. But sometimes you're working and you don't really have that time to be, especially when you move from here to Power Query Editor. From Power
Okay.
Query Editor, you just set what you want and everything automatically just follows there. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
that's
Okay.
it for the age function. Now there are actually two. Okay, there's one here. I think we can
But
do
wait,
this one
in that age
together.
function, that fraction that you gave us, what month is that?
This one,
That.
It
That's
approximates
62
in
points.
days. It approximates in days. Which one? This one? Where I am now.
Yes.
I took this one. It was this first one. Now I'm wondering, is this? I think my calendar picks months before dates. My system picks months before date. So this is not actually November, it's August.
Okay.
And we are in August. And today is 22nd. And this person's birthday was on the 11th. Hence, you can see that the number of days, if you're going to divide, is actually small. It's 0.31.
Okay.
Okay, let's say I drag this down. Let me see for more. You will notice for this person whose birthday was in January 9th, it has more decimal. The decimals is higher, which means if I keep approximating this, I can even approximate it to 53 years because it's January and we're already in August. So September, October, November, December, and then you meet January again. You see, it's like 4 months down and it's almost like 0.4 left.
Okay.
You see the difference between them now. And
Okay.
so on this one would actually be for this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So it just goes on and on and on like that. So let me delete this and go back here. So, I don't know, but there might be a place where that might be important. Maybe they need an exact. They don't want that. They just don't want months. They want everything all together. That might come in handy. You never know. Just in case they say, "Oh, we would like to have a fraction of how many days and whatnot." It might not be for a person's age. It might be for a product or something the company has done. Say, oh, we want an exact fraction of how long ago we did this and something. You can't be saying, oh, we did it in the year 2012. We did it in September. Okay, what fraction of it? What fraction of the year? What fraction of the month? And so on. You can just never tell when that may come in very handy. Okay, so I have this. This one is actually going to be your project. I'm going to take a lot of this out when I'm giving it to you.
Mm. Mm.
So when I come here, I would see what you have done. The questions, I think questions covers everything we've done.
Mm.
Uh,
Mm.
I think I've not taught you how to find columns, how to find rows. I would have to do that, but I've taught you minimum, maximum, and
Mm.
total we have done. Average, I think you can do average. Um,
Yeah.
so deriving a column for year, month, and stuff, I'll teach you that. I think I'm meaning to take you for Power Query Editor, anyways. Then column for weekday, merging. We've done this one, merging first name and last name together in lowercase. You can do that. You can derive customer's age. That's what we are doing currently now. Um, then you can derive age. Okay, this one I will also have to teach you this one. This one is where that if comes in. If the age is less than this, then show the person as this and all those things. Okay, derive customer value based on spend. Things are here. Okay, age category from this to this, it should show teenager. From this to this, it will show once you enter the person's age, this column will automatically be filled. And this one too. And what else? Okay. So basically, by the time people can do all this, then the next one will just be that is when I'll now teach the magic part that makes everything easy. Okay, so I have this. They said this data below contains blah, 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 blah. All right, this one I will have I done this one? I think you can do this. Yeah, you can do this. I'm not going to do this one. I'll leave this one as assessment for you and Ola because this one, two things here that you have to do is one, this is it's something like this that you have to do. I'll leave this header, but I will take all these other parts out. Mhm.
Mm.
So what you're doing is you need to clean the data Yeah, and then you need to substitute. So I think I'll leave this one here for you just in case. Like how it is used. You're changing it to value, you're cleaning it, you're substituting, and all. So I'll leave that one. Now let's see this one. What was done here? VLOOKUP. Have I taught VLOOKUP?
No.
I have not.
Yes, you have not. You said in the
Ah,
other last class that you'll be doing it today. Okay,
ah,
VLOOKUP. Yes, you have.
we have. I've done. We've actually gone far, so that's fine. We've done VLOOKUP. So, however, I want to show you how it can be used. Here we just do something very simple. Now you can see that
Yeah.
this okay, this is in a table. So see what I want to do now, because that's something I want to get the column. Now, let's see of let's see. I should have just. I think this is it. No, Control Z equals to uh, I think this is it. Columns.
You want to count the columns?
Yeah, I think that's it. This is a bad style I'm doing. I'm just being lazy to go and check the name of the table. Please, if you're doing something like this, don't be dragging, because you can have tons and tons. Okay, so I have 11 columns, and for row I will do the same thing. I don't want to be dragging. Let me just go and check for the details. Uh, the table is called revenue. Okay, so equals to rows revenue. Okay, and close, enter. So I have 107 rows and 11 columns. That's how you count for rows and columns. So please don't be doing that drag thing I just did. That is really, really non-standard, because imagine if you have a million data, which brings me to why other applications were produced, and why some other applications have a greater edge than Excel. It's because of the quantity of data Excel can hold. I think Excel can hold maximum of a million. It can actually hold more than a million, but it will crash. I tried it with one file I was working on. That file had like almost 10 million data
Hmm.
set or cells. It crashed. However, that's it. So say you want to know how many column. Now the one I did before, where I did equals to column. When you are doing VLOOKUP, you will need there's a part where you need a column number.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can do column, and I don't want everything here. I want revenue, and I want where country or product code is inside, and I close, I think, enter. So it's telling me it's 4. So assuming I'm looking for this column, because the column number, because I actually want to write a code in a VLOOKUP function code, I don't need to come back here. Because remember that you can actually code from I can open a new sheet and be coding whatever I want to code.
Okay.
So I want to do, say, equals to sum. Say I want to do equals to sum revenue. I want to sum revenue, but where exactly in revenue do I want to sum? Um, okay, they have a revenue here. Thank God. Just do this and this. I think that's it. So you see, it's a blank sheet. I don't have anything here, but I am solving for the total. I'm using functions here. You can do this in Excel. So that's where things like that can help you. So I'm under this modeling now, and I just did that because I remember that you're going to use it. Okay, for this one, they said using VLOOKUP, find the names for the following IDs. So let me, or rather, let me not delete it. Let's walk side by side so we see if we get it. So equals to VLOOKUP. It's saying lookup value. The lookup value is this. That's what we want it to go and look up for. Table array is revenue, and now it's asking us for the column index number. I think that's in two, if I'm not mistaken. Two. I'm seeing names in two. Let me just do that.
Yeah. Mm.
Two. Let's see if this will work. Why is it not working? What have I not done?
Did not purchase that much.
Oh yeah. It still works. Oh, okay. So I'm good now. All right. So these are practical steps or practical ways that VLOOKUP can be used. And now they said from which ID from the table made the highest. So they wanted to call on this. And this is where index and match comes in. Index match. Let me write it here. Now, index match does something greater than what VLOOKUP can do.
Mm.
So first of all, I would explain the function and then we'll work with it. So when you index, you index the A1 to whatever the end. That is, but if I'm going to do that again, I'm not going to use this numbering. I'm going to call it out because I know the table name as revenue now. So, and we are looking for ID. So hence they took the A column. That's why they took the A column. If they were asking you for a name, you would have picked the A and B column. So we took the entire A column of whatever is entered there. Then we now told it that index this. You're going to look for something here. Now, this is what we want you to match. We want you to match the max of this. I believe this is where they are maybe sure. Yes, that is where their revenue is. That's where monetary is. You can see it's highlighted here, and same thing they did here. And of course, uh, match type exact. So zero goes for exact, but since I started using this my 365, I don't bother putting zero or one anymore. You just see the false or true there. So let's start. Remember, when they ask you for index, let's just start anyways. Let's do this again. We're going to do for escape. I'm doing something now. Enter. Hope I did not do anything wrong. Okay. So we're going to do for the ID that has the minimum, the ID that has the maximum. Okay, I think I did another one here. I wanted the name and I wanted the revenue. So that was what I did. So let's do for minimum equals to index. So index returns. Are you still here? Hello, Joy.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I want to be sure. So equals to index, it returns a value or reference of cell at the intersection of a particular row and column in a given range. So equals to index. So I want name, uh, comma. Then I want it to match. I think this is it. Now it's asking me for the lookup value. I think it's where we do mean. Um, of revenue again. Revenue of revenue. And I want, what do I want it to match for me again?
Why did you
That's it.
use revenue two times?
Okay,
Does
revenue is the name of the
in
table.
the
The
yeah, the
first
one in
revenue,
bracket.
that's the name of the column. See it,
Okay,
it's
okay, okay,
called revenue.
okay, okay.
And I think I want it to be a false. Let's see, this should work. Close. Close it for now. Okay, close whatever. What is he looking for? Hmm. Look up value, look up value, look up value. Yes. Look up array. Am I supposed to give it a number? I've given it lookup value, lookup array. Let's see. Revenue. Hold on. This might have to leave here. Hmm. I think this is where it comes in. Comma. Revenue. Exact match. Let's see. Why? Okay. There should be. Hold on, let me see this. Index, blah, blah, blah. Same thing, index, blah, blah, blah. Match, max, same thing. Match, max. Something like this. Oh, when I called revenue here, I called the entire table. I'm supposed to give it the revenue again. I think this should do the trick now. Let's see. Yeah, correct. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing now for, but this time I want the um, ID. So let's start again. Equals to index of mm, we want revenue, but we want ID. I think, yep. Then we open match, if I am not mistaken. Match, and I want mean, and I want revenue. That's table. That's why it's repeating many times. Then I'll close this so I can go. It's now going to ask me for a lookup array. So I'll give it the same revenue. That's where it's going to look for. So basically the same thing we did with the name. Okay. comma. Can just put my zero if I don't want to. Let's see. I think I've closed. Yeah. So that's our number. Are you seeing it? So this index match is superior to VLOOKUP because, like I told you, VLOOKUP, see the VLOOKUP equals to VLOOKUP. The issue with VLOOKUP is that it will go look for it in the leftmost column of a table. Excuse me. So if what you're looking for is on the right hand side of the table, have some you might have some issues. You get it? But it's still it's still important. It has its uses. As you can see, even in the index match that we're doing just now, VLOOKUP was also mentioned. It had a part to play there, but it's embedded inside. And then for this one, I just simply called what we've done before equals to mean. And say we want to see the number, we just call it from revenue, the table, and under revenue, I think that's where all their money is. I think that's it. So you can see that this person, Angela Wise, only made £30 as against Devin Abbott, who made £3,016. Now, I was the one who wanted to just add name. Most times in firms and organizations like this, nobody even cares for the name. As a matter of fact, they avoid using name so that over familiarity doesn't come true. You don't say, oh, I know this person, and you want to now, cut corners. Maybe when you're supposed to take a decision, you're not taking the decision simply because you know the person. If it's an ID, I don't think you cram people's ID in your head. Do you understand that part now?
Yes.
Okay. Now for this one, did I use index match? No, this was just simply VLOOKUP, which I think you can do. This one, they say use the sales data to pull the unit price. This was just a simply VLOOKUP. Now, when they did this, the reason this is showing NA is because there is no ID number as 30,000 on this table. There's no ID number 30,000. So, assuming someone comes and says, "Oh, I won a lottery. I won a lottery in your organization." You're like, "Oh, really? So what is your winning number? What was your lottery number?" And the person just, picks a number from the top of their head, thinking, after all, you will have numbers like that. They just run it through the system and they know for a fact that, sir, no, that number was never in our lottery system. Even this our wonderful policemen, those ones that stand on the road, I've seen them. I don't know that you've noticed them sometimes when they take money from drivers, they give them numbers. They'll give them numbers, say, okay, your number is C5, your number is G8. I once asked a driver, I said, if they are giving numbers, why can't you just wake up from your house and guess one number, so that day if they just ask you, say, my number is this. And the man said something. He said, no, you see, these people, they are very smart. What they do is that they change the format, the way they give numbers. For example, they can decide that they want to be giving only even set of numbers. And I was like, seriously? Said yes. Say for that day, they might not give any odd number. And you don't know because you are not in their system when they planned that that's what they were going to do. Imagine they are giving
Yeah.
only even numbers and they've not even given numbers up to 200. You just came and you are calling 201. They
Mm.
will know you are and you get into trouble. I was like, oh, really? That's smart. And then sometimes they can decide to give you alphanumeric number, and I'm like, wow, I never thought about that. You know, so they too would have put all these things into consideration. So basically that's it. So I want to see now this one. Let me delete this sheet. It's not important. Delete, delete, and let me reduce this. I want to see the questions and see if there's anything that you have not been taught that you can't do. I think we just did this one today. Rows and columns. So what you do is this is where your answers will be. This is where you write your code basically. Are you seeing all these lines? I will clear it off. Or I just wanted you to see. You see, this way you put in your functions and your answers will be for this one. And for these ones, you will not put your answers here because you have to create them. I will delete them. For example, you're going to be um, creating one, two, three, four, five, six columns that are here. Um, yeah, you're going to be creating six columns. Some of them were not here. Like for example, this is what they gave. Other dates they gave this one, but this year was not here. Are you seeing it?
Okay.
So let me copy. Let me copy this. Copy and paste it in a new sheet. Paste. Okay. So what you do here is to get anything out of this. You want only year. You just say you want year. Oh, sorry, I've not put the equals to. Say equals to year. So that's it. You just want year. You just take this. Those enter. It will give you only year, and then you can scroll or whatnot. Are you seeing how it goes? Take it
Okay.
back, or rather delete it. Control Z, Z, Z. Now, if I want month, I will do equals to month, and I'll pick this. Yeah, I'll pick this if I want month. It gives me the 6 month, and there's also a way you can um, make the months show as text. I ain't gonna
Okay.
say that will be for you
Yeah.
to research. You will research that one. So yeah. Then what other thing did they ask for?
What did you say?
Um, maybe you can make the months show as dates, as like September, October, instead of showing
As
6.
numbers.
Yes, you can make
Okay.
it show a weekday and all those things. Then this one, I think you can do this one now. Age was not here. I added age. I'll take it out. Using what you've learned, you should be able to put age back. Now for age band, okay, this is what I will now have to teach you age band. Hmm. Because this is an if statement. You know, when I learned all these
I'm
things, they
a
didn't
see
even teach
formula.
us. We had
I'm already scared. That thing you
don't
just
be
click now,
scared.
see formulas.
No, no. Okay, see, it's actually very easy. It's actually very easy. It's very, very easy. You are actually just saying if the I won't even give you the formula for this one. We'll go and figure it out. But it's actually very easy. What you're saying here, remember that this one is going to be part of what you are giving. This particular one will be here. So
Okay.
what you're telling Excel rather now for this age band is that if the customer's age is say greater than or equals to 13. See, that's the customer's age. See it here. This customer's age was gotten from there. Remember that you don't have to be typing all those plenty. That's why it looks plenty. Are you getting it? It's because you were
Yeah.
using the table that has been named. You were calling out the table. Uh-huh. If it is between this or this, in brackets, show it as teenager. If it is between this and this, in other words, this same thing you wrote here, this same thing, see your formula. Your formula is just from here to here. Let me just show you something. This is all your formula.
Okay.
Oops, what have I done now? Okay, your formula is actually from here to here to here. And then they kept repeating it again and again and again. If you notice, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's as if they copied this and placed it there and changed where it came from. All they changed
Okay.
was just numbers. So don't be scared. It's just easy. Hmm?
Okay.
Why they use and is because they are using two different what's it called now? Two different age band. So it's actually very, very easy. So you're just saying if it is this between this and this, show teenager. If it is between this and this, show young adult. If it's between this and this, show adult. If it's between this and this, show seniors. The only part that they did not put between this and this is this, because when you are writing if, remember that if goes with else. If you are not a boy, then you are a girl, something like that. So what it
Yes.
now does, after you've put all these ones, you'll be like, okay, if it is not this, then just I want to go to the ending. Let me copy the entire thing, then Control C. If I added it fresh, let me show you some. Let me explain it for you. Control Z. Oh, what am I doing? Control C. What? Enter. Leave it. Let me add this first. Come back here. Control A. Control C. On here. Control V. Control Z. Control Z. Enter. Control V. Okay. Yeah, this is good. So I wanted to show, let me just wrap this and wrap. Control Z. What's wrong with you? Wrap. Okay. Okay, this is what I wanted to show. So this part, if blah, 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 blah. Notice close to the elderly there was no if. In other words, if you do not find the person's age there, it means the person is definitely older than 64. Then just put elderly. So it does that. So you people will be fine. I'm not even going to do this. Let me delete this. Delete. So and that's it. For customer value, same thing here. Where is it? It's the same if statement. If the person is buying less than this, show as a casual buyer. If the person is spending between 1,501 to 2,500, show the person as a brand seeker. If the person is buying from 2,500 and above, show the person as a convinced seeker. That's just it. Then yeah, people can do it, and you have a lot of time. I'll give you between now and today is what, Tuesday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you are going to have two assessments. This one, like I said, let me move it close.
Okay.
And this one, just those two. So you have time. You're going to have between now and Saturday to do it. So you have take your time. If you have any question, you let me know. You can,
But we still have class tomorrow, right?
no, go and do this one. Go and do this one.
Okay. I have something to tell you, but I don't know whether I should say it in this record. You know, you normally send this thing on YouTube. Don't worry, after the class, I'll
I
tell
would have
you.
even reduced the time, but there people say the time is.
Eh?
You said what, Joy?
I said I have something to tell you, but because of you used to send this thing on YouTube. Let me tell you later.
Okay, hold on. Let me end the broadcast then. I'll be back. I want to
Oh.
open my door. Hold on.